Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another IGN Roundtable. Today we're here to talk about Dante's Inferno, a provocative new game from EA that has everyone in the office sort of up in arms because recently we received some new footage. And we're here to talk about said footage. First of all, we should begin by pointing out that we didn't actually post all of this footage on our site. And the reason behind that is, Hillary, do you want to take it away?
Sure, it's because it's f***ing disgusting. The reason why we didn't post it on our site is simply because it was so vulgar in a lot of ways that we didn't want people to just kind of stumble onto it. People were like, oh, what is Dante's Inferno? We'll click and the very first thing they would see is a giant, massive clit attacking somebody. So, you know,
well,
or,
and let me
or,
say
or
now,
spitting out of somebody's boob.
We are going to show parts of this footage in the roundtable. So
I've just spoiled all of it for you.
If you're offended, do not watch the rest of this roundtable because it's disgusting footage, but we felt that we had to discuss it, and this would be the format to show it and discuss it with at least some commentary from us saying that, well, we don't exactly approve of this in most ways, but Charles, I mean, what do you think of the footage?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's whether we approve or not. I mean, I think it's footage from the game that, I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't put it on the site to begin with. But just because we find it inappropriate and like what we find offensive isn't necessarily what, you know, other people would find offensive.
Right, but we do actually have standards. I mean, believe it or not, for IGN. Well, look, if somebody sent us a trailer for a game and it just had fornication in it, do you think that we should just put that up? I mean, I would rather see that than see the crap that is in Dante's Inferno, because it's giving me nightmares. I can't even look at women anymore.
I'm just saying it's a tough line to draw because there's so much footage up on IGN and across any gaming site and in any game where people are just like tearing each other's heads off and slamming swords through each other's chests and
Charles,
just completely destroying each other.
But there have been trailers and footage we've received from people where it's so poorly put together that we've actually said, we're not going to put this on our site because it looks so bad. Like, not that the game itself looks bad, but that just like, whatever the quality of the footage, whatever it is.
It's poorly cut, it's not representative. Yeah.
So we have denied stuff before, not necessarily because of the content, but just of the quality of the footage. So it's not that we just are an open door. This isn't, you know, actually even YouTube has standards. I mean, but we're not like an open door where we just, anything anybody sends us, we automatically put up. It's just that typically, I mean, a trailer, for example, is always screened by the ESRB, so you know a lot of blood's usually taken out, nudity is not allowed, that kind of stuff. So most of the stuff we tend to get from publishers are tamed anyway. This, though, was sent as B-roll, I think with the intention of, well, if IGN just puts this up as is, the ESRB won't know, and it'll look as if they took the footage and made this themselves.
Well, let's
Which is, I mean, really one of the reasons why is because there is nothing in this that makes you go, oh, this was provided by EA. It looks like, oh, IGN was taking footage of this game and decided the thing that they wanted to show was pus shooting out of a nipple.
Well, let's talk about the footage a little bit more because we've established that it's gross. Whether or not it should be on the site, it is gross. I mean, we can all agree on that, right? I mean, it's a
Charles, I mean, you would agree that it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross, but I don't think that should prevent anyone from seeing it. Like,
right, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, but this is not, say, Grand Theft Auto violence. This is not like Call of Duty headshots and stuff. This is more sexually tinged, which is playing to your point that we show a lot of violence, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just that there's a lot of violence on the site, but what bothers me is just as soon as a little element of sexuality comes in there, then everyone flips out, and it's like, oh, we can't show this.
This is not a little element of sexuality.
But also, this is not sex either, right?
It's not sex. It just features nudity and grotesque elements associated with that.
But we often don't put up stuff that will have coarse language. Like if it's extreme, a lot of times we have to bleep it or we have to age gate it. But a lot of times we won't put up something if it's just like nonstop cursing. And that's no different than having a giant, you know, purple woman with her boobs like jiggling around, or you know, a woman showing off her, you know, good stuff.
Right.
I mean, there are standards that we apply to ourselves.
I mean, I'll describe my reaction when I first saw the footage, which was yes, it was yes, and uncontrolled vomiting, sure, yes, and it took hours to clean up, but. I mean, I was actually happy to see that in that game because that is, you know, they're trying to push that as like a larger, bigger release, and there is that kind of just. You know, crazy content in it. I think that's great to see because it just really bothers me when I feel like developers are constrained, their creativity at least is constrained by the notions like, oh, well, we don't know what the ESRB is going to approve of. Like, we're going to have to cut this part out.
But don't you think putting that in, though, specifically to cause some controversy. That is not really a, hey, this is totally what we should have in this game. It's more of a, hey, what can we do to actually push the needle?
We do know that that is happening a little bit because earlier this year, their marketing campaign has done a few things like put fake protesters, fake Christian protesters actually at E3 to protest the game, which actually angered some Christian groups because they don't want to be misrepresented by marketing. So EA has clearly made a decision to push the envelope with this game, which is actually really interesting to me as well, because it is a major corporation saying we're stepping over the line, and they're acting as a provocateur. But when you act as a provocateur on purpose, I think that you should expect for people to push back, and that's what you're asking for. So for us not to post it, I think that is natural in some
I just don't like it that we're the ones pushing back.
Right. Well, I think when you are trying to elicit a reaction that's negative, you might have to expect a negative reaction.
Yeah, and it's not that we don't want to show the footage. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, I guess we're showing it
right now. It's just that we don't want to put it in with the regular roll of video, so that if you're looking up stuff on Dante's Inferno, you're like, oh, here's the kill moves. Oh, here's a video preview. Oh, oh my God, what's happening with her nipple? Oh, that's disgusting. I mean, like, to me, it's like it is something that not everybody, I mean, we have a very big audience, and not everybody will see that and be able to go, oh, well, it's cool that they don't censor stuff. It's more that, we do have to actually think about that there's a broad audience here,
right,
and that we have to be careful about not turning people off who are just coming here just to find information about a game.
Well,
and would never expect to see something like that on IGN or anywhere.
I guess just moving forward, I hope it makes it through the SRB. I hope all that content can stay complete, because it would be great to see more people taking freedoms like this in their products.
And if it doesn't, we just showed you the footage, so whether or not you like it, it's up in this piece, and we've discussed it. So take it as you will. So far, we're disgusted, and we kind of want to see more. I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I'm disgusted and oddly slightly turned on.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. This has been another Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed it.